Oh, the intro didn't play. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. It is the Coffee Company, and we're live here because it is Friday. We're back. We've actually found we've the warning signals that we've actually found Dagul. I've had to go to the We Are Tottenham TV studios myself and rip him away from him. I was like, "You boys, that's my Dagul." We all had a scuffle, but we're back here live on Tottenham on Tour, the world famous home of Levy Gone. It's North London Derby weekend, and we're going to be a bit shameless because that is a laugh, and we're just going to wind everyone up. But it's always funny, but good to see you all. Aki, you're back finally. Hopefully you're not too injured after I threw some punches yesterday at Ben and Sim. They wouldn't let you go. They wouldn't let you go.
No, listen, Simeon actually needed some time off for very specific reasons. So as people will know, I will always, or we will always support that channel as much as we can for everything they do and the friendship and brotherhood that we have with them. But it did cut into Tottenham on Tour time. We were going to go Tuesday. We couldn't, but there was no way. There was absolutely no way we weren't going live today. So for the first time ever, or no, we did it in pre-season, but this means something. I am going to open the Frank therapy session for all the Frankaholics on NLD weekend. I hope everyone is good. I hope everyone is well. This is the game of games. It's the weekend of weekends. It's the one in the calendar we all look for. And it's really weird because this was the game I was going to be back in Toronto and the voice of Spurs, James Black, was going to be there. And I saw him at the Wolves game. And I said, I'll see you in Toronto. Because last time he was there was the Liverpool when they won the league. And guess where I was? I was here. And it's worked out that way again. But do you know what? It's an NLD day. I've had a great start to the weekend. I will say, because she can hear me downstairs, big up to my mum, who decided that I'm staying for longer, wanted to treat me to a few clothing bits for a early Hanukkah. So I've got stocked up for the winter, or what you call winter here. And it's NLD weekend, baby, and I'm going to be watching it with my dad because I haven't watched the Spurs game with my dad since I've been back, and my nephews. Yeah. It's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a Dagul fun. But without further ado, let's see who's in the house to take us through the show. We've got 20 of you so far, but we're expecting many, many more, especially a few others we can cook because the frying pans are out, the sausages are in the pan, maybe a bit of knob of butter as well. Because
do that. But before you go, so I was about to say, before you go through the hellos, again, I just want to say hello to someone who's taken a week off on holiday. Big up to you, wherever you are. Hope you had a wonderful weekend or week. And yeah, let's do this for all the billings.
Yeah, but this isn't going to be a kosher cooking here. There's going to be a tiny knob of butter, maybe some garlic, some onions. We're going to cook some people. It's going to be fun. That's what the kids say. But firstly, we got Curly Normans in the house. Good to see you, buddy. I really hate that YouTube has done this to our channel, that it's got the ads before. It really annoys me. But Curly Normans...
They've started adding the bloody numbers. So you start speaking to someone that you know. It's so frustrating. But I will say, Curly, miss not speaking to you regularly. Obviously, we do on WhatsApp, but late night Lily White is now going to need to be... It's going to come back very late January. Maybe mid-January or whatever. But it will be back, and I miss it speaking to everyone regularly, and it's always great to see Curly. I thought you'd say Curly when I was in the shop with my mum. Primark had a load of New York Jets stuff, and I was going to get you a couple of bits.
Yes.
Go on. Yes. That's over.
We got Andrew Gregory's in the house, YouTube member. Logan's in the house. We got Angus, the silly sausage. One of the sausages is in the chat. He's going straight in the oven, straight in the pan. I'm going to fry him off a bit. Some lovely mashed potatoes with some onion gravy. Mr. Silly Sausage himself. We have Richest Man YouTube members in the house. MB Spurs is in the house. Roomies in the house.
Richest, I've got a ticket for Fulham. So if you are going to Fulham, I will be there next Saturday.
Good stuff.
Big up, Roomy.
Craig O'Sullivan's in the house saying, Velvet my Brian and call him Bob.
Oh, dear.
We have Mr. 67 Screens and Mr. Wayne Bonner. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. YouTube member James Cook's in the house. Angie, the silly sausage. Big up to you, buddy. Saying there's no pressure on you lot. It's all on us to win. I agree with you. It's funny. It's good. Tell to score the first hat-trick of deflections in the North London derby. Indeed, we're going to win 17-0. Tell's going to score 5. Van der Ven's going to score 6. It's going to be great. Rodney Barton's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Sarah Wembley 1. Good to see you.
Big up.
But it's we have Davey and Pam. Good to see you from the Scotland Yard. Scott M's in the house.
I just want to say a massive thank you to Davey and Pam. They know exactly why. They'll be at the North London derby at the Scotland Yard. I can't wait to get back there very, very soon. But thank you. It was great speaking with you both yesterday. Love you both dearly.
Yes, Brian has stocked up on his pink shirt collections. He's going to have many of those.
I didn't get any pink today. I feel I've only bought 3 items of pink clothing. I got a sky blue or baby blue hoodie and jogging bottoms. And Mum said, "Do you want any other colours?" I go, "Do you know what? The only colour I'd want for both is if they had pink. I want to rock a pink tracksuit, but they didn't have it. So I will be adding more pink. There's always, mate. There is always room for pink in my. I just hope if Spurs ever bring out a pink kit, my God, I'll be in heaven. Big up, Jack.
We got SoFlo Jacks in the house, the number 1 Agon bar in the world. Good to see you. Tom AC1, Roomy with a £5 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. It's a shame it's not one of your 350 quid jobs, but we'll deal with it anyway. But good to see you, Tom. Thank you so much.
I will say, I've been here since September. And Tom is someone I make sure I see as soon as possible. I normally don't last this long. And he was going to hope for, we arranged it so he could get a Wolves ticket. And I arranged that so he could come to his first game in the new stadium. Then his brother-in-law sorted out a birthday meal for his sister, or his sister-in-law and his brother, either way. And it was at that point. Then Tom's had a lot going on. I've had a lot going on. Yeah. And I arrived September the 21st, and yesterday was November. I almost went 2 whole months. That's the longest I've ever gone when I've been in this country of not seeing him, and it was absolutely superb. Now my stay has been extended. There will be many, many more times. That's for damn sure.
Indeed, it was a very interesting afternoon yesterday. It was a very interesting day yesterday. I had so much shit being put into my coffee shop for the preparation of Coffee 2.0, which is going to be on the way very, very soon. You know me, Angus. I'm a very good cook. I'm very, very good. We have Ian Ferguson's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, indeed. That's by Andy Lloyd. But good to see you, buddy. Peter Hall. Good to see. Good to see you. We have sub to Tottenham on tour for Mr. Brian Dagul. Has now become a member. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, we're cooking a full fry up, Tom. We're cooking a full fry up. Ian there, and let's go. Yes, we are very, very good, and pink is indeed the colour. Indeed. This man, we'll start off the shameless conversation when we're talking about the most shameless man. Sol Campbell is saying he's quicker than Mickey van der Ven. Can you believe that?
So first of all, before we get into that little bit, people have got to realise what he's doing. This man, actually, I don't really want to call him a man. This twat, I'm going to go before I get us cancelled. This Judas backstabbing, two-faced son of a bitch pops up. Do you remember last year before the Emirates game when he did that TV advert? He pops up every NLD to try and be relevant, but he makes himself, if possible, look even more of a see you next Tuesday than he actually is. Now, what I will say, I checked this out. Sol Campbell was rapid. There is no denying it. He was rapid. Even in his 30s, he was rapid. But then he has the nerves. I think when he was 33, he was slower than him. But in his pomp, I still don't think he was quicker. But the man could move. There's no denying the man had pace. But then, I have to say, Rodney, this is pink, brother. It's Sam and it's the lighting. Wait, Joe, because of that, I can't have people thinking.
You ain't got the light on.
It's now I've got the light on. It's pink. It's pink.
It's made no difference.
It's never ever red. But getting back to Judas, the bit that got me is when he said, "Yeah, but I could do it not running in a straight line." I was like, "You dickhead! You dickhead!" He's just listen. He does it like I talk about rage baiting when I go rage baiting, and many people on Twitter and other platforms go rage baiting. You never see this guy do anything for 50 weeks of the year, and then a few days before the NLD, up he pops with something that makes him look even more stupider than he actually is. So it's bullshit.
I don't know. I love Jamie O'Hara sometimes, but sometimes he talks some utter waffle. I will. This is why this is fair game. This is just utter waffle from Jamie O'Hara. It's silly. It is a shame. It is a shame. But shout out, indeed. Shout out. But North London Derby is a very interesting game this year because it is for us on the Tottenham side point of view, as Angus said earlier, the silly sausage. As the silly sausage said earlier, there is no pressure on Tottenham Hotspur this game. There is no pressure on us. Arsenal are expected to steamroll us, and they probably should steamroll us because they've got a better squad, they've got less injuries, and I know Arsenal fans are crying saying that Gabriel's injured. How can we play without? And when they've got 4 quality centre-backs that get into most teams in world football, and they're crying about one, they should steamroll us. So all the pressure is on Arsenal. So this is sort of the game that's going to really set them up for the season. If they win tomorrow, it's a good thing going into their into the Christmas period, because the Christmas period starts in 9 on 10 days. It's amazing how quickly the season's already come around. If they don't get through with 3 points on Sunday, that could be a real issue for their title hopes, can't it, Aki? It's a very interesting game of football because they've had a few weeks at Spurs to prepare for this game, and Thomas Frank, it's like Batman with prep time. When you give that man prep time to prep on what he's going to do, he's brilliant. So what do you think of going into this game?
Right. So first of all, I do think there's pressure on Spurs, but when you say there's no pressure on Spurs, you're talking about the footballing world. Look at it saying there is no pressure on Spurs going into this game. Obviously, Arsenal, runaway leaders, really like as strong can be at home, but there is pressure on Spurs a little bit from the outside world and massively from us, because it cannot, under any circumstances, be anything like a performance against Chelsea. It simply cannot. It is not acceptable. And I said when I was on Luke's yesterday, if they were to do that, which I don't believe they will, yes, even I will question Frank and what he's done in that game and what he's done, and he's got it wrong. But I've said it before. So many people say they come to the Premier League because they want to play in the big games. It's the league where you test yourself and all the things that come with the Premier League. Now, it doesn't matter where any of our players have played in the world, even when they're playing Sunday League or signed for Spurs as a youngster, every single player on that pitch has played in a big up, Richard. Sorry, I haven't been able to reach out to you via text. Oh, I can reach out to you via text. I'll send you a message, Richard. I can text free on my thing. You'll get a message from my UK number, Richard. When you look at all the players that are playing, whether it be for us, for that lot down the road, the Filth, every single one of them in their career have played in a big derby for the team they're playing for. They all know going into a match, when you wake up in the morning, Sunday morning, or even when they go to bed tonight and tomorrow night, they know when you come to this football club, we've heard it with Arsenal as well. They say, as of now, they said it with Vieira and Petit, they wound them up, but they're like, as of now, you hate Tottenham. And they tell them, all the foreigners know, as of now, you don't drive a red car, you don't do this, you don't do that. This team are the games you turn up. Now, managers will take blame and criticism for setup, style of play, whatever, but I'm sorry, if you cannot get up and play with everything you've got for this game, then that's totally unacceptable for me as well. So it will be on both the team. What I will say, when it comes to Gabriel, and I've been saying this to anyone that will listen this week, I completely agree with you. They got Mascara, they've got Hincapié. Hincapié I've wanted at Spurs for 3 years. I wanted him the season we got Kulusevski, and was it the season we got Kulusevski? The season Trippier went to Newcastle and Kulusevski came to us. They are very, very, very good defenders. Never underestimate the intensity and pressure that's on a North London derby. And one thing I will say, as great as those defenders are, especially in Hincapié, what you will have is Arsenal, who are very, very reliant on set pieces, even more so than us. And that's not a slur on them. They are the best in the league at it by a country mile, and they've got every right to use that strength to their advantage. You can have Declan Rice, who takes the best corners in the world at the moment, like a few people have said. Every single corner is focused around Gabriel. Whether it's Gabriel getting the header on goal, whether it's him pulling players away, whether it's him getting the header across, that's gone. You can't teach that to the two centre-backs in 4 days. You just simply cannot do it. So a massive bullet out of Arsenal's gun has been taken out of the chamber, which is massive for us, massive. And it's something we need to capitalise on. I think there is everything to play for in this game. I've said it, and you know I've said it for ages, Ben. I've said it to Angus. I think we do the double over in this season, and I'm not changing my mind. That was before the ball was kicked.
We all called you deluded yesterday. Brilliant.
Mate, do you know what? And people who have watched me for long enough or seen me on Twitter would have said for years and years and years, as soon as Levy's gone, I will be so positive about the team and back them to the hills every week, because I haven't got to keep one eye on the prick and what he's doing to screw the manager or the players over. And I also said, as soon as Thomas Frank comes in, I will be extremely positive. And I've got both my wishes. So I don't think it's delusion. We've only won one game there.
Two.
No, one Premier League game, one Carabao Cup game with Poch.
Still two games.
Only one,
still won 2 games of football there.
I'm talking Premier League era. I'm talking Premier League fixtures. Like Poch is the only one to do it at Chelsea. There's got to be a second. Big up to the Nacho Slayer. Mate, I'm here till January. So if you're in before January, let me know. So listen, I am very, very... Actually, Angus does it again. I know we haven't beaten you for 15 years. I've exactly said that. But until we beat you with them, we hadn't beaten you for ages. Mate, you look at it, in the 90s and early 2000s, it was Manchester United reigning supreme. Then Chelsea came along. Then it was Liverpool, Man City. Periods in time change.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to me to say runs and changes of results. We never used to be able to win at Old Trafford. It's become a playground to us. Things change, and I am going into this game more confident than I have done in an NLD for a long time because of the setup that we'll have. We'll get into team selection and choices shortly, but I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot to be happy with. We're hard to beat. They are very, very good at set pieces, and a majority of their goals come that way. The main threat has been neutralised. That's an advantage immediately. Doesn't mean outright going to win. I just have faith in my team this time.
Which is good. It's what you need. I'd like to talk about this whole silly. We've talked about this on this channel, and I've talked about it on the Coffee Cup. I've talked about it on both the channels we're live on at this moment in time because I don't know. It's because of Tottenham fans maybe having a small bit of arrogance, and that's fine to have. It's fine to have aspirations and what style of play you want your football team to play, because everyone remembers a lot of people grew up in the 80s and they saw the Spurs in the 80s, and some people grew up in the 60s watching how Spurs played. But if you look at it if you look at football now, look at the Premier League, how many of the top teams play scintillating good football? None of them, really. Liverpool are not playing good football at the moment. Arsenal are not playing good football at the moment. City are not playing particularly good football. All football teams now are playing efficient football. Maybe it's because of an over-reliance on stats, and maybe an over-reliance on data, and maybe they're just saying, I don't think anyone plays for a 90-minute spell of football scintillating quality football. They do it in little spells. It's all about, and I like that football's gone back to this in terms of how do you hurt an opposition, because it's like it's two teams versus another. If we went to Arsenal playing the Spurs way, as it were, I'm calling the Spurs way a myth because I've never, apart from under Pochettino and Redknapp, we've never seen Spurs play for a consistent amount of time, play top quality football, like on pleasing on the eye. Most teams play boring, efficient football now because that's the style of play at the moment. That's the style of play. Styles of play come around it comes around like culture, different things. It's like straight-legged jeans and bootleg jeans and flares come back in. It's like the style changes and fashion changes through the years.
Okay, what I want
Spurs to do is to do the fundamentals of football well, work hard, be aggressive, and try and win a game of football, because you're only going to start playing good quality football by who cares if you play the best style of football if you're losing every week. We need Spurs to win games of football whilst acting on the style. That's the way, the Spurs way, because as Armagh Graham isn't here, but he would say Spurs way was winning in the 60s and parts of the 70s and the 80s. Spurs won. No one cared about them playing good football. They cared them playing winning football. And that's what it is now. It's winning games. And then you work on the style because you've got to get things right. But at the moment in time, we have to focus on the fundamentals. So if we go to the Emirates on Sunday, play crap football, stink the place out, and we come away with a 2-2 draw or a 1 or any result or win, no one, if we beat Arsenal, let's say we beat Arsenal at the weekend 1-0, who's going to give a shit if we didn't play free-flowing? No one's going to care, and neither should they care. It's an added pressure. It's an added pressure that doesn't need to be put on the team. Just give your all and play decent, cohesive football, and if we get a result, brilliant. Just put in a performance for what the fans will care about. That's all I care about, Aki. I don't know what you think. That's all I care about. No one cares.
I'm gonna piggyback on what you said, but then I'm gonna give some breaking news from both camps. So first of all, if you ask any Spurs or Filth fan right here, right now, I guarantee you a 1-0 win, but it is one of the most boring affairs ever, but you win 1-0.
Yeah.
Or your team plays absolutely blinding football, but you have no idea what the score is, which one you're taking. Anyone that doesn't say, give me the 1-0 boring, in this game of all games, is, I don't understand. But just, Mikel Arteta has confirmed that Gabriel is out for weeks.
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur news, which has come out from Frank literally within the last 15 minutes. Unbelievably, Dominic Solanke isn't ready. We saw that. Ben Davies, Kota Takai, and Archie Gray returned full trading today.
Good.
Radu Dragon is very close to competitive minutes. Pape Matasar, Lucas Bergval, Kolo Muani, Mo Kudus all trained today and are available for the match.
Brilliant.
So having Kudus back is massive. Obviously, Muani, we discussed forwards, and I think he should come off the bench if anything at all. But I'm going to say it again. Let's see what people in the chat say. For me, the most important player on the pitch, and I don't mean he's going to have the best match or he's going to be man of the match or he's a harbinger or everything. The most Spurs fans that are in here, who is the most important player for the team, do you reckon, that needs to start? And I've said it for weeks. It's Destiny.
Yeah.
The most important player to be on that starting lineup, and I believe he will be, is Destiny Udogie, or Doggy, whatever you want to call him, because you have seen the balance he offers. Because as much as I like Spence and as good as he can be, the amount of time when we're trying to bomb forward and he has to check in on his right foot, which listen, he's covering a left back and defensively he does a great job. He's got a bit showboaty going forward. Someone said to me, do you know what? Some people have said to me, since he's got his international call-up, he's got a bit Basuma, where he's got a bit of arrogance, where he thinks he can do anything. I think Spence and Porro need to fight out for the right wing. You saw when Porro, who wasn't having the greatest game against against United, and me and Craig are two of his biggest fans, it's because we have overplayed him so long. He went off, Destiny came on, Spence went down the right and put in a beautiful cross. A beautiful cross. Destiny, I've seen Scott M say Kudus. Kudus is vital as well. But we've seen when Destiny isn't there, we just keep going to Kudus and Arsenal will just double up on him and stuff him out the game. So for me, I mean, I don't know who you think is the most important player, Ben. And like I said, when I say most important player, I don't mean the game revolves around him. He's going to make us tick. He's going to be the man that leads the charge. For pure balance, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club look a million times better going forward when Destiny is on the left-hand side as opposed to Spence. Who's yours, Ben?
It's either, because you've said Udogie, I'm going to go with a different one because I think you're right. And I totally agree with Tom. I would play Udogie on the left and I'd play Spence on the right. Personally, it's what I would do to have that balance, but also solidity. The most important player for Spurs is Joao Paulinho. We need that guy to be flying. I said it in Savage chat earlier. The most important thing for Spurs, not to copy Sunderland, but to have the same work ethic that Sunderland had against Arsenal. I want to see people flying into tackles. I want to see players getting in people's faces. We need to stop them playing football. It's got to be an old school. You don't like it up them, Mr. Mannering. Get in their faces. It's what we've got to do. Stinkfest. Stop balls. Stop them taking free kicks quickly. Don't let them get any space. So Joao Paulinho flying into tackles because he's going to need to make those 40 tackles. He's going to have to be there. He's going to have to be there. And I think I spoke with Ian about this. Bentancur got sent off the other day. We need that fire, not getting sent off, of course. Be a bit more clever, Bentancur. We need to make sure that they cannot move an inch. It's got to be a Jose Mourinho style stinkfest, and Ben Davis in the 90th minute scoring a 40-yard screamer. That's what we got to have.
He's only
Ben
just returned
to the 90th minute, a 45-yard screamer. I'm predicting it.
Mate, it's honestly, it's such a big game. I mean, another big question, I'll ask you first, Ben. And people in the chat, there's 43 of you in here right now. Who do you have starting as the striker?
Unfortunately, it's going to be Richarlison, but I think Richarlison might actually be useful this game. For the style of player, I think we need Richarlison on the pitch to wind them up. As long as he stays on his feet and doesn't roll around on the ground like Richarlison does, get back into defenders. Back into them, push them off, annoy them, wind them up. That's what we need to do. If we had the players, I'd be playing a 3-5-2. I'd be playing Richarlison up front with Kudus, because both of them like to do that. But we don't have the defenders, so it's going to be Richarlison up front, unfortunately. And I'd bring Colin Moani off the bench. If he's fit enough to play, come off the bench.
I don't think it is Richarlison. I don't think it should be either. I think it should be Matisse Tell. I really do. You look at it. Richarlison, if he's not scoring, offers precisely nothing. Nothing. Matisse Tell, when he came on against United, yes, United are a different team. He came on, and like it or not, deflection or not, he took that goal brilliantly. He had an impact. Then he goes away with France under 21. I didn't realise till this international break he was captain. Don't know if he's the permanent captain or he's captain for this game because the captain weren't available, whatever. But he's scoring regularly for France. He is scoring regularly for France. And I'd rather put my trust in a strike. Look, Saliba and whatever, they will know. Just piss Richarlison off. Just piss Richarlison off. He won't make runs. He'll try and be a nuisance. He'll go down easy. Matisse Tell will at least have some movement. He'll make some, and the defence won't know. And I've seen so many people, even when it talks to Xavi, saying, "Yeah, he's too small. He's going to get." Look, we've had people, and I had to say this a million times because people said, "Oh, they're not the same." I said, "I'm not comparing them." Luka Modric. Yes, world class. World class obviously became much better at Real Madrid. He wasn't the biggest. Aaron Lennon had huge games for Tottenham Hotspur. He wasn't the most strongest. Jermaine Defoe. I don't like this talk. He's going to get bossed off the... Don't get me wrong. He's going to have Zubimendi. He's going to have Zubimendi and... Declan Rice, two of the best holding midfielders worldwide at the moment. But if he can have a game, and as we said yesterday, I'm putting my Benoit Asuakoto scientific theory to the test. If people remember Benoit Asuakoto, me and my dad scientifically proved this over many years. If Benoit Asuakoto played with his hair in his braids or his cornrows, he played well. Yeah. Well to very good to brilliant. But as soon as he let the afro out, he was shocking. Well, it's kind of... Simmons started playing better the last couple of games, the Man U game and obviously Copenhagen. But for Holland, last week, he decided to let the hair out. He decided to let it all hang free. And he was scoring. He scored, taking shots. So if Xavi Simmons has let his hair all out to play, he's having a blinder. If he's in his braids or cornrows, the jury's out. But if he plays with his hair freely, he's going to have a banger of a game. He's going to have a banger. But
your hair down, Jimmy. Your hair down.
Exactly. But for me, it's Matisse Tell up front. Matisse Tell, and do you know what? You bring Richarlison to piss him off if either of them are on a yellow card in the second half.
This is what we've got to in the football fan base. We've we're putting people's performances on what hairstyle they've got.
Mate, listen. If you can't have fun and banter and joke about with it, look, I mean, do you know what I was saying as well? I don't know if other people feel this way, and I'm talking about the people that specifically live in and around North London. I always said, and I always feel that after the Premier League fixture, like the Manchester United, when the next Premier League fixture is that lot down the road to filth, you feel the whole atmosphere in North London change. There just is a different feeling. You know that everyone's getting G'd up for this. I think the international break has dampened the hype and the build to this. It's now picking up, and it will do. But I think normally, I can't remember if there's ever been in recent history an international break before an NLD.
No, I don't think there has
but
been.
It's here now. It's here now. And like I said, it's the best home versus the best away. The best home have had a major part of their game taken out. We don't know if Gyökeres is fit. We don't know who else is fit. Angus, I can see in the back end, you're coming on in about 5 minutes. There's a lot to be upbeat. And do you know what? Whenever people say, yes, Spurs can't get it done, somehow Tottenham Hotspur find a way to get it done. So, like I said, normally, and maybe it's because of the international break, I'm so nervous and anxious. And I know on game day, I don't know if anyone else is the same, I'm fine on game day until the team news comes out. As soon as the team news comes out, even if we've got an incredible squad, that final hour is torture for me. Absolute torture. But look, people could go and say, yeah, we can't beat them. They're unstoppable. They will lose games. I don't think a lot of people would have thought Sunderland would have put 2 by them. Don't get me wrong, Sunderland bullied them the whole game, which is something we need to do. But this is the Premier League where things happen. And how good would it be when they're flying high that we are the ones that put a spanner in the works? Nothing will give me greater pleasure. And I'll say it now, and I mean this to only the Frank Doubters and Frank Outers. If you've come for me on YouTube chats or social media, should we win, when we win, I am going to have a lot of fun. Should we lose, I know it's coming back at me tenfold, and that's part and parcel of running your mouth. But I honestly think there is something for us to take there. And I always said, whenever you go to the Emirates or Highbury, you go to that game, if you've gone and given 100%, and I mean you have put in a performance where you have run your heart out, blood, sweat, tears, determination, passion, fight, commitment, dedication, if you lose to the better team, as frustrated as it is to lose to that lot, you take it and you accept it and you go off and you go, do you know what? We gave everything, whatever. When I went I've only been to the Emirates once in my life, and that was the 2-2 under Ange Postecoglou in his first season. I thought we were absolutely magnificent that day. We actually should have won that game. They came over to us, and it was an absolute incredible display of football, and I couldn't have been prouder of the lads. That is all I asked for. But I tell you what, if Thomas Frank, when Thomas Frank gets the victory, I want to see people know I will come and own my mistakes or say, yeah, I know I said it, well done, whatever. Let's see if the Frank Doubters and naysayers come out as quickly as they are to criticise, to give praise on Thomas Frank. And I am very, very, very much looking forward to this game. It feels very strange for me that it's going to be 4:30, not 11:30 for me. But I honestly, guys, let's have a look. What are your score predictions? And whilst we're waiting for we'll do that in the end. Let's bring in I'm going to bring Angus in, and let's see what waffle Mr. Angus is going to talk. Let's bring him in. Angus, you here? Oh, he's disappeared, so I'll keep him. Ben, what have you got to say, Ben? Exactly, Ruby.
I'm making a decaf flat white and a hot chocolate. That's what I've got to say.
Okay, you're drinking 2 drinks at once. That's very clever.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. What a salty fella I am. Jesus Christ. You do get some weirdos in here, don't you? You really do get some weirdos. That's right. I'm just. Yeah, Ben, you just do what you got to do. I'm just going through the chat at the moment and seeing what's on. Exactly. No one should write us off. No one should write us off. We will get the win. It will be happy days, and we will go from there. And I tell you what, hopefully it is the start of something. Like I said, I'm relaxed. I am relaxed. I am absolutely relaxed. I cannot wait. Cassius, I apologise. I apologise for running my mouth. I apologise for running my mouth, buddy. I do apologise. I read that as I'm doing this tablet I'm using, which never ever buy an Amazon tablet. My dad got one from my mum.
Stop it, that's my job. It's my job to
mate. No, honestly, no. Wait a minute. This Amazon tablet also has the camera on the bottom. It is the biggest pile of crap because my mic has gone on my Samsung. But yeah, guys, listen. Whilst we're waiting for Angus to join and Ben's making coffee, let's see what your comments are saying and let's see what's going on. I can't even bring the comments up now. There we go. We're starting to move. Look, there's got to be a time that we exactly international brother. Exactly. And do you know what? If we get a 1-1 draw, like Curly said, it's massive. It's a massive, mate. James, do you know what? I really want to get my hair cut. I want to get my hair cut, but the grief I get from my mother if I shave my hair is just. I'm a 46-year-old dude. I'm in our house. Believe me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the aggro, brother. But I do need a haircut. I do need a haircut.
You know.
Right, but I'm just muting you. I think I've muted you. But yeah, it's definitely time to get a haircut without a doubt. What's my brother Scott M saying that I've got to get in touch with? I haven't spoken to him since I've been over here. Hopefully Arteta is his usual overly cautious self and keeps it down to a 2 or 3-0. Brother, we're scoring. We are scoring. We are scoring, Scott. I tell you now,
it's
are bloody scoring.
I didn't realise this was Steve D. He needs to change his name to Steve D, sir. Big up to you, sir. And hopefully your tree is not blocking your door at the moment. And now I've got to do that because there's light in the way. Okay,
that mate, honestly, this tablet is just getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know if I'm breaking up.
You are breaking up a bit. We're insulting the viewers again. It's not even me that's insulting people. If it was me that was insulting people, it'd be fine.
No. Listen, I've got a tendency to give back, but I didn't know that was Steve D. If I'd known it was Steve D, I would have known he wasn't talking about me. Bloody YouTube.
Good. Yes, indeed. Mental health will always be an important thing for the channel. So big up to you, Greg. 100%. Hopefully you're well. Angus is now finally here. We've got Silly Sausage. Silly Sausage is now officially here. What do you have to say for yourself?
Why do you think you're going to get something on Sunday? Like, be honest.
Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I?
Realistically, why do you think you're going to get something Sunday?
Because we've got a manager that will set up appropriately to make us hard to beat and actually respect the opponents like he does. We've set up better. We've got the best Premier League form away. Yes, we've had trouble scoring goals, granted. You've had your main goal threat from set pieces taken out.
But we have more options.
Mate, let me just say, when you went 2-0 up at the Emirates, we beat you 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Every single Spurs fan and Arsenal fan would have said absolutely no chance whatsoever. We're coming back from 2-0 down to win 3-2.
I've got a question for Angus.
That whole game started. That comeback started with little old Jermaine Defoe winning a header in the air, not at his height, leaping for a header and winning it to set Van der Vaart onto Bell. It doesn't matter. I said to you, mate, you got to remember, Angus, I was saying this to you before a ball was kicked this season. Because of my faith in Frank. We will set up correctly. We will be hard to beat. This is the exact kind of game Bentancur and Paulinho are there for. I will tell you now, if it was Spence and Porro, immediately I will go down to a draw. But I think Spurs will go into this game. They will know as well what happened against Chelsea is totally unacceptable. Do you know what? We put in very good performances at your ground under Poch, under Conte, and just not been able to get the job done. You've turned up and sorry? When you beat us, mate, when you beat us 2-1 last year, when you beat us 2-1 last season, that was the game that made me change the edge. Because when we came off that pitch, there was absolutely no fight, desire, passion, commitment, dedication. There's nothing. There's absolutely no heart.
Didn't you play very well on his own as well? Midfield versus like Rice and Marino.
No, last season we just had a defence and an attack. We didn't have a midfield. That was the big.
I'm going to ask you. When Spurs was slapping you lot up and you didn't do anything at White Hart Lane for something like 9 years, did you still predict Arsenal to beat us, even though we had the best Spurs team with the likes of Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Danny Rose and Wolf? Did you still predict to beat us, even though we had a far better team than yours? Did you still predict to beat us?
I back my team because of the form we're in as well.
So why do you not allow Brian to back it? Why is it when Brian does it? No, I'm cooking you, Angus. I'm cooking you, Angus. I'm cooking you. When Brian does it, you've got to give a reasonable. Why you're constantly? Why do you think you? So when we had a vastly better team than you, you're just backing your team. Why is Brian not allowed to back his team? You're not joking, Angus. This is what you always do. Why? I'll give you back his team, and it's delusion. But when you do it, when we were better than you, it's just you backing your team. What is it?
Hey, Angus, before you do that, I'm just going to add a little bit to it. I mean, you know, when I was talking before about how Manchester United dominated, Liverpool dominated, then it was Manchester United, then it went back to. What I will say as well. For 20-odd years, you finished above us in the league constantly, even when we were ahead of you. And then in the last game, we screwed up. Okay? And then, obviously, the last season of the lane happened. And for 6 seasons, the North London power switched to us. Only for 6 seasons. But for 6 seasons, 6 seasons, we finished above you. Doesn't mean you far outdid it 21 seasons. But that 21 seasons or whatever it was, I keep saying to Arsenal fans, at some point, that run will stop and we'll go on a run. It only was 6 years. There's nothing to write home about, but it's 6 great years in my life and every Spurs fan's life. And now, whilst that 6 years was going on, rather than us building on what we had,
like that.
we fell off a cliff and kept replacing managers, kept buying crap, kept doing this. And all the time we were doing that and sacking the manager, replacing them, you were there. And remember, that was the time when Wenger left, when Josh came in, and all the Arsenal fans were protesting their thousands. Then that came in, and Arteta kept building and building and building. I still say to every person that wasn't leaving out, amazing how you weren't in the Champions League for 6 years and we were straight, yet you found 100 million Strop and Rice, and we haggle over 60 because Arsenal were doing what they needed to do. They were buying pure quality that comes in ready, done, experience. Well, now what I'm saying is I go into this game, more than most people that are also my faith in Brick.
Yeah.
And something has to change. Everything in life, times will change.
Yeah.
Times will change. And I honestly believe going into this game, first 10 games of Ange, I had every single faith in the world. That man could part water in the first 10 games. The football was, all right, we got lucky with some of the results, but that game at the Emirates 2-2, we were outstanding. It was probably one of the best performances at your ground.
Can I just say something though as well? When we were 2-1 up, we could have went 3-1 up because Gabriel missed a sitter. We missed a chance that we could have gone 3-1 up.
That's just
that?
if buts and maybe. That's just if buts and maybes. He didn't score.
And when it became 2-2, we had 2 chances to wrap it up and missed it. But Spurs' performance on that ground on that day, with a brand new team going in, that was probably the best performance at the Emirates since the one where we beat you 3-2. We were outstanding.
I agree.
And this is what happens. And listen, there's every chance in the world we could lose. There's every chance. I'm just saying, now that I've got the things that I wanted, i.e. someone out and someone in, I can 100% give every single bit of me to back the manager and the team.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? Listen, you look at your spine and your team, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But there are players in the Tottenham side that if they stand up and actually have a performance that they are capable, if Paulinho has one of his great games that he's ready for, then that's massive for us. If Xavi and Kudus, it just takes a moment of magic. It just takes a moment of magic. Like I said, I honestly believe, and this isn't just me being delusional and, oh my God, I'm so happy nowadays. I think there is a very good chance we get a win. A very good chance. And I will stand by it. Obviously, if it doesn't happen, my God, am I going to get it? But on the other side, if we do, my God, people turn your phones off. Turn your phones off. But this is what it's about, buddy.
One of the things I hate about modern football, the beauty of football is everyone is wrong. No one is always right. I hate this whole, everyone always wants to be right. Everyone always wants, the beauty of football is you can play Wickham and lose. The beauty of football is you can play Colchester and lose. Man United went to what's it? I can't even remember the thing and lost. It happens. So in a gap between Spurs and Arsenal, the gap between Spurs and Arsenal is a lot smaller than the gap between Man United and Whitby. It's a vastly different gap. It's always a chance. The ball can go the wrong way. Someone can lose their head 5 minutes into a game and get sent off. The beauty that is football is never played on paper. It's never played on paper. It's played on grass. So instead of saying we're going to lose, let's see the points where we can, because we can hurt Arsenal, because Sunderland can hurt Arsenal, so we can hurt Arsenal. But also, teams can beat Man United beat Sunderland. So everyone in the Premier League can beat everyone. But at the late hour, someone has asked for the link, and I've sent you a message, Aki.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing before he speaks, before Nick speaks, I just want to say one thing. I don't know if people are superstitious like I get with certain games and certain things that may align. I was speaking today to a good friend of the channel's, Martin, the former head of the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust. It's his birthday today. So I sent him a happy birthday message and I said, happy returns. I hope you have a great day and all what I always say. And I said, hopefully Spurs will be giving you the best 3 points ever on your birthday. And he goes, Brian, do you know what? It's funny you say that. Do you know what happened the last time it was a North London derby weekend on my birthday? The Filth 2, Tottenham 3, Eunice Cabal. I'm like, right, that's it. That's it. History's repeated itself. I get so superstitious with things like, footballers can be very superstitious. I do get very, very superstitious with things. And sometimes they're completely wild. Like my main one was I thought we were going to win the FA Cup the year Venables died. To make it, we win it for him the last person to do it. But I get very superstitious with things like that, and I'm clinging on to that one. But Nick, off you go, brother.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Shameless, man.
Here he is, this absolute fraud that says the tifo at Arsenal on Sunday is going to be amazing. And sorry. Let me rephrase that. I was wrong there. He said the last tifo at Arsenal was really good. The shower curtain.
I said no.
And then he tried to tell me. Yes, I've got the receipts, Angus. Don't make me share the screen. I've got the receipts saying it was really good. Don't you start, you absolute fraud. Just like Arteta, just like your manager, right? Angus has been sending me messages all week. Oh, Gabriel's out. I said, don't come with no excuses. Oh, I still think it's going to be comfortable. All these top Arsenal fans, right? All these Arsenal fans, the clever ones are saying it's not going to be easy. The stupid ones, and Angus is one of them, is saying it's going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be easy. We're still going to have too much for you. And do you know what? North London derbies are North London derbies. It doesn't matter if you're top, if you're bottom, if you're 17th, if you're Europa League champions. Sorry, Angus, you want to know how that feels? All I'm going to say is, Spurs have nothing to lose on Sunday and everything to gain. Everybody thinks Spurs are going to get slapped up. Spurs are going to lose. Spurs aren't going to turn up. They're not going to take anything. Anything but 3 points for Arsenal on Sunday. All the Arsenal fans better go hiding. They better turn their phones off. They better phone their network carriers. They better tell them to disconnect their lines, because I am going absolutely cooking on Sunday if Arsenal don't win that game, right? If Arsenal don't win that game, that is what is happening. Bobby K is going to be at my house. We're going to literally go absolutely crazy. We're going to go Gooner hunting. We might even drive to Islington and start driving around in Tottenham shirts, mate. I don't even care, right?
Nick, before you carry on, I've got a very important call coming in. Ben, I'll leave you to finish the show. All I will say is Thomas, Frank, all hail Princess Vivian. And as always, Levy's gone. 2-1 Spurs. You know it's happening. Laters.
Look, I'm not delusional enough to think that we're going to win, right? Okay, I'm not like Brian, where we think we're going to win. But anything but 3 points for Arsenal is a defeat in my eyes for Arsenal, because we're top of the league. We're going to win the league. I even saw some Arsenal fans saying they're gonna be in every single final, and they're gonna win every single final this season. They're gonna win the FA Cup, they're winning the Carabao Cup, they're gonna win the Champions League, they're gonna win the Premier League. This is pure delusion. And do you know why? Do you know what's even gonna be funnier? In about a week's time, Emerson Royale could have a League and Cup double as well. 4 points clear at the top. 4 points clear at the top of Serie A, right? And they're going into they've got a cup final in next weekend as well. So it could be a League and Cup double for the Emerson Royale. I mean, it's just this could be a peak week in my season. Arsenal don't get a win. Emerson Royale with a double over in Brazil. This is what's happening.
Where's Angus gone? Where's he gone?
He does what he normally does. I've got a hangover. I've gone missing. I can't handle this. This is what Angus does. He's disappeared. Every gunner is a runner. Remember that season? They couldn't face it. They couldn't face us. Every gunner's a runner. You see?
I mean, where is he gone?
Come on, Angus. Where are you?
We got to end the show now. I want final thoughts from both of you boys.
Well, my final thoughts after my little kind of exciting speech, and I hope Thomas Frank's listening and he plays that in the dressing room on Sunday.
I hope Thomas Frank's got you on the fucking pitch, Barry. He should call you up, you and Bobby. I want you on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Being shameless.
Come with the chest. Look, all I've got to say is Arsenal fans, if you're listening, Arsenal fans, 5 years without a trophy. I think we've been 5 months without a trophy. It might not even be that long, guys. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that the chest is, you should win. You should beat us. You've got a defence. You've got a spine. You've got Rice. You've got Zubamendi. You've got Eze. You've got Starboy. You've got a plethora of attacking options. We've got freaking Richarlison and Brennan Johnson. So if you ain't gonna come with 3 points, all I'm gonna say is be very, very aware that I might even go live on Shelf Side. There's gonna be all sorts of shenanigans going on Sunday. But if the boys don't win, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't hear nothing about Thomas Frank, Spurs, Spursy. I don't want to hear nothing. The best team in the Premier League with the best away record is coming to the team that's top of the league. Let's just see how those 90 minutes play out. Stop crying about Michael Oliver. Stop crying about Gabriel being injured. Stop crying about some tifo that's going to look like a napkin. Don't come with any excuses, Arsenal fans. You have got 0 excuses. Spurs,
I totally agree with you, Nick. If they don't beat us at the weekend, if they don't beat us, which they should beat us, if they don't beat us, that's a disaster for them. Yeah. Angus, final thoughts, buddy, before we end the show.
2-1 Arsenal or 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay,
that's what my thoughts are.
But I'm gonna go with a 1-0 Spurs win. I think Spurs are going to stink the place out and we're going to win 1-0 because I think it's going to be hilarious. And I think Ben Davis is going to score a 30-yard screamer because it's going to be brilliant. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. We will be back on Monday for another episode of Tottenham on Tour, the world-famous home of Levy Gone. Thank you all so much. Angus, what's your silly catchphrase before we go?
Come on, you Gunners.
Nick.
Smash these lot.
Nick, what's your catchphrase, sunshine?
Oh, come on, you Gunners. What a catchphrase. See you later, rats.
And we're going to do it anyway, because if you smell what the Kauff is brewing.
We're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway.
Tour.